You stop a vehicle. At first, nothing stands out. But then you notice a few small things. The driver seems unusually nervous. Their answers don't quite line up. There's a faint odor coming from inside the vehicle. Individually, none of it seems like much. But together, is that enough for police to act? That question was addressed in R.V. MacKenzie. In this case, police conducted a traffic stop and began making observations about the driver and the situation. There was no single obvious indicator of criminal activity. Instead, there were multiple small factors that, when viewed together, raised suspicion. Police ultimately relied on those observations to justify further investigative steps, including the use of a drug detection police dog. The issue for the court was whether those combined observations were enough to meet the standard of reasonable suspicion. The Supreme Court of Canada confirmed that reasonable suspicion is based on the totality of the circumstances. That means officers are not required to point to one clear, decisive factor. Instead, they can rely on a combination of factors, including behavior, inconsistent or unusual answers, odors, context of the stop, and their training and experience. But those factors must be connected to objective, articulable facts. They must be things an officer can clearly explain and justify, not just a general feeling that something is off. In MacKenzie, the court clarified that even though each individual factor may appear innocent on its own, those factors can combine to form reasonable suspicion when viewed together. A single factor like nervousness alone is usually not enough, but nervousness combined with inconsistent answers combined with a noticeable odor may meet the threshold. The key is how those observations work together and whether they reasonably suggest a connection to a specific offense. Operationally, this means officers should focus on identifying specific observations, explaining why they matter, and articulating how they connect to suspected criminal activity. So the takeaway from R.V. MacKenzie is this: reasonable suspicion is not about one big red flag. It's about the combination of smaller facts that, together, point toward possible criminal activity. This is not legal advice, just a briefing on Canadian case law.